Welcome, everyone, to Wari here in beautiful Seattle. We want to take an opportunity to give a shout out to Wari for hosting us today. Thank you very much. It is a beautiful, beautiful day, a great day to be outside. I am Elijah Hassan Weed, aka Six Deep the Messenger. I have the pleasure of being the older brother of Nubia, who is the reason we are here today to have a book reading for her book called Atonement. Nubia's life work revolves around the hands-on study and application of the principles of education, spirituality, psychology, and creative expression as applied to identity, human behavior, social systems, and relationships. She has over 20 years of experience working in these respective fields and has served as a consultant and training facilitator for various organizations. In her artistic expression, she has worked as a commissioned poet for the past 10 years and has 2 poetic books with accompanied musical albums and 2 children's books coming out in 2021. Nubia is also writing a book on a new paradigm of education. Nubia's hobbies include world travel, health and wellness, essential oils, walking, statement apparel, and talking smack. Yes, that's actually a family trait that's handed down through generations. She is the mother of 2 young ladies and 1 granddaughter who you just heard giggling, and currently resides in beautiful Santa Monica, California. You can reach her by email at nubiathedoorway@gmail.com, her LinkedIn, Naila Mueed, Nubia The Doorway at Poetic Nubia on Instagram, and at Divine Variations, at Tangents and Tidbits. And you can catch her on Facebook as well. Before we introduce you to Naila, I'm going to read one of my poems because she asked me to. Do me a favor, hand me the poem. I forgot to grab it there. Yep. All right. I tried to figure out a poem that would be appropriate to her book, Atonement. And I think this one might be somewhat appropriate. This is called Mission of Growth. A lack of growth with regards to inevitable change is stagnation. An unwillingness to awaken leaves one blindly floundering in a sea of controlled motion. That motion being directed by forces whose motivation does not include our best interests. True knowledge of self is a commodity in this day and age, even though it is a natural right. Our natural spiritual abilities have been subverted to keep us divided and under the oppressive thumb of greed and power-driven manipulation. It is time to seek enlightenment with open-minded inquiry and understanding beyond the teachings forced upon you by your masters or your captors. Our free will was purposely subverted in order to keep us away from the realization that ours is the potential to positively influence the true change of this world. Many have seeken to subvert our will and keep us weak, but we are survivors. But I'm going to give it to you straight, point blank. At some point, there has to be more to our collective legacy than just survival. At some point, we have to begin to fully live, to gain complete control of our own destiny as a people and walk into our true potential. As a collective, as a unified force, we are powerful, indomitable, unbeatable. We are kings and queens, and we are creators of civilization. Those in power know it, and have done everything in their power to keep us divided, pitting us against each other, them, those other people, etc., etc., while all the while they are continuously displaying the power of unity with every calculated step. The path to change, however, lies before us clear, even through the obstacles and the distractions and the blockades. It lies in the very real objectives of healing, of self-love and love for fellow man, of unity. The time is upon us all, you and me, to become the harbingers, promoters, and bringers of true change. Speak it, believe it, achieve it. In your hands is that which some call a destiny. Your place in life rests with you. Feed your mind the necessary nourishment to grow. Yeah. So is Kiki around?
No.
Okay. All right. So we can keep it in the family. We keep it in the family. This is a family business. I'd like to introduce to you guys a beautiful spirit who just so happens to be my niece. This is Malikah.
Malikah. Go ahead, clap it up for her. Go, give her some. Give her some. Give her some.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round. You can find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move mountains. We can walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, rise like a wave. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up high like a wave. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up.
An epic saga relayed in 3 acts. Act 1, creation. Act 2, application. And Act 3, demonstration, which simply brings us back to creation. So here we find ourselves in the 3rd act, ready to relate and demonstrate. Erect, not prostrate. Can you relate? No more crawling through the mud. Rise up. No more wallowing in all that you judge. Rise up. No more denying the Holy Spirit's love. Rise. 1,000 times we shall rise. 1,000 times we climb high, looking out over the horizon, basking in the glory of Orion. As clear as a reflecting pool, our hearts and minds renewed. The city of angels channeling a 5th dimensional framework, bringing through the white firelight and demonstrating a life from on high. Go on, y'all, now. Let's rise.
Yes.
That's that peace. All right, let's go on. Let's talk and sing a little bit about love next.
No April rain, no flowers bloom, no wedding Saturday within the month of June. But what it is something true, made up of these 3 words that I must say to you. I just call to say I love you. I just call to say how much I care. I just call to say I love you. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
When I love you just isn't enough. When I love you doesn't measure up. When there is something I want to say, but there are no words, or they somehow get in the way. Hearts are open and filled to overflowing. Expressions of love take on new life. Yesterday's game-winning plays are no longer cause for wonder. They no longer amaze. All the tricks of the trade learned through experiences that have paved our way. Let it all go now. Be new. This moment has never happened before, and neither have you. Will you relegate your mind to vain imaginings and spend this moment remaking a past happening? Will you deny yourself the pleasure of tasting the delicate sweetness that this moment has to offer? Will you allow yourself to extend beyond your senses and bringing forth the awareness of your wave particle existence? Deep breath in. As I exhale, I become the air that flows forth and the life force you breathe in. I am the universal elements that have forged this moment into what it is. I am the universal elements that sustain the life force that you draw upon and live. I am life force energy, Ashe. I am source contemplating itself and showing up in this human existence. Though I have downloaded into density and allowed my consciousness to rest wrapped up in a body that speaks of limitations, I am infinite. In truth, I allow this body to hover in my sphere, that I may know what it is like to live a human life. So there is no need to break free from any constraints. They simply need not be. So as I call upon all that I am and see through the means of communication that I have adapted in order to live out this human race, I love you becomes the means to express what I cannot say. So if you will simply swing round my way and breathe in the life force, there will be nothing left to say. I love you becomes redundant as we commune immersed in oneness. It's all redundant. I love you. Peace. Thank you. Come a little closer so I can feel you all. If you're in the back, just, come up some. I just want to feel your presence, your energy, and give you a little bit of what is in this book, Atonement. And just to take a pause for a moment, I'm going to read the invitation that is at the beginning of Atonement. And for those who are on Zoom, welcome. Thank you for being here. For those on Instagram Live, thank you for being here. And for those who are here in person, thank you for being here, each and every one of you. You mean the world to me. Your support means a lot to me, because without you being here, whether it is in person or through our technology, without that, am I actually giving? If there's no place receiving, what is the giving? So thank you for receiving what I have to give. Ashe. Amen. Alhamdulillah. Amen. All right, for those who have the book, I'm going to read the invitation. It is on page 11. This is the main invitation. This book, Atonement, is actually two books coming together as one, creating the atonement. The invitation. This joint collection of poetry is intended for the activist, the light worker, the student, the teacher, and all in between. It contains poems written from 2003 to 2017. While it is not a complete collection of all of Nubia's works, it represents about 1/4 of the complete collection of approximately 250 poems. There are 68 poems in this book, in this offering, 15 for the Rise Up Project, and that's in the front of the book, read front to back. 45 for the Ascension Poetry Project, which is read back to front. 1 evocation poem, 3 primer poems for Ascension, and 3 sealer poems, and 1 culminating poem found on page 56. Just as life is not truly linear, the layout of this book is not linear. The order of the selections tells a story, just as each selection tells its own story. There are selections in sections that may have you wonder regarding the reason for its placement. Feel into its purpose of its position. It is recommended to read 1 poem a day, perhaps several times. Read it slowly or read it dramatically, as I do, enunciating each syllable. Feel the space between the words, between the syllables, within words, between sentences. Feel when what is wanted is to collapse the space and time and speed up. Respond to the desire to read several poems in a section, to feel the story being laid out. Feel the vibration behind the words. Be present. Listen throughout the day as it speaks to you. Walk with me as our heart is speaking, our soul is calling. As we breathe in, as we begin. 3 deep breaths. Be still and walk with me now. That's the invitation. And so, as we continue, and we are here present together, we're going to have a little more from Miss Queen over here.
She's just a girl and she's on fire, hotter than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire, feeling like a catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Oh, she got her head in the clouds and she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire.
Do you hear the sizzle? The crackling of the kindling as the heart receives fresh stokes and a cool breeze. She is paradoxical like that. Just when you are about to relax, she calls forth a blaze strong enough to straighten out your back. She can make the foolish learn, souls yearn, the air turn, and the waters burn. That feminine fire that is straight divine, the kind that makes men lose and find their right mind, the kind that restores mankind. She is healing, leading, life-giving. Her intuition speaks slicker than a pimp's mouthpiece, but with clarity. Breathing in new direction for the restoration and ascension. Bringing communities to task with a firm hand and a soft stance. Oh yeah, she is multidimensional and well-rounded like that. Beyond a lady in the streets and a warrior when you need her to be. She is everything. Society's norms can't hold her. Ancient wisdom lays mold in her as she stretches out and casts away all doubt. Her fire puts a blaze in your pits with enough room in her heart to share her bliss. Her life brings blessings for all who witness. And it's time for you to rise up in all your power and bring forth new trails that cause every heart to swell as we reveal this feminine fire. Peace. All right. That piece is not in Atonement, but that will be in Mana, which is the complete works through Nubia, which will be coming out in 2022. All right. I have actually 4 more books that'll be coming out this year. There's 4 children books. It's called I Create, It's Good, Magical for the Girls, and Joy for the Boys. So look for those to be coming out later this year. I'm working on the illustrations right now. My daughter is doing sketches currently. So I Create is almost done. It's Good is done. You can peruse the manuscript of It's Good if you like. So that's what I have going on coming out this year. And we're going to go back and hear a little bit more before we conclude and take on the question and answer section. So let's have something else from Malikah. All right, because I think I feel good. You ready? Y'all feel good? Yes. Let me hear you. Do you feel good? Yes. Okay, one more time. Do you feel good? Yes. All right, come on, Mika. Talk to him about feeling good. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Ooh, and I'm feeling good. All by the beauty of life, your tenacious spirit to climb higher. Every twist and turn pulling me on. No plateau for rest, no diving board from which to digress. I clear one hurdle. There appear 2 more. With each successive leap, I gather momentum to rise above the ground. At one stage, a completion. At the other, an admittance. Admission into a higher realm. The door is open. I'd need but step through. The way to move forward is by giving and breathing anew. Shedding the robe of the previous thought, a whole new robe takes shape, one that is fueled by the fire of this new thought with which I now relate. In order to move forward, I must become what is becoming. Trailblazer indeed. Oh, that you can hear me as I step forward declaring our divinity, having released the idea that we are not he, the one. Oh, how you love me. Peace.
Indeed.
That piece can be found on page 142. That's on 142. And just to give you a little bit of the pieces that have been shared thus far, Rise Up is in the activist area, and that is on page 46. So that is in the, of course, the Rise Up project. And be sure to read that invitation as well. There's an invitation at the beginning to activists, and there's a call for activists to really take a stand. And then I Love You Just Isn't Enough is in the Atonement section. That one can be found on page 122. I Love You Just Isn't Enough. For those online, that's on page 122. And then we did Feminine Fire, which is in this collection, which is going to be in Mana, the complete works of Nubia. And then that last one I just did, It's Amazing. That one is found on page 142. All right, so now let's have a little more from Miss Queen Malikah. What are we talking about next?
How bad.
Ooh, we about to talk about how bad she is. Let's get it. Dum 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 dum. Look at her. She's a bad man, a gemma. Oh, she's bad.
just as fine as she can be. Hey, she's a bad mamma jamma, just as fine as she can be. Her body measurements are perfect and never to mention. She's got a figure that's showing off getting attention. She's poetry in motion, beautiful sight to see. They get so excited viewing her anatomy. She's built, oh, she's stacked, got all the curves of men like. She's built, oh, she's stacked, got all the curves of men like. Look at her, she's a bad mamma jamma.
Keep going.
Just as fine as she can be. Hey, she's a bad mamma jamma, just as fine as she can be.
She is poetry in motion. Her life exudes divine devotion and promotes innovative notions. She is built. She is sassy, sexy, foxy, classy. She got all the words that God likes. Ha ha. She got all the words, I said, that God likes. As the peeps get so excited hearing her analogies, she is built. Yes, indeed. The hand of the divine gave rise to her shine. Her altar is laced with venom and grace, destroying outdated dreams and giving rise to kings and queens, those who can lead with that heart-shaped herb that makes men stand firm in the decision to listen to real wisdom. She is bad, the kind of mind that channels the divine, the kind of heart that sparks inspiration, the kind of hand that leads to the promised land, the kind of soul that promotes your growth. Yeah, she's bad. She is poetry in motion. Take hold of her vision and move with heavenly precision and let your life be a blessing. She's bad, y'all. Ashe. Woo-woo. All right, come on. Give me some energy. Woo! All right. So that is the end of the reading part. We're going to do some questions and answers. If you all have any questions and answers in the audience, go ahead, yell them out. Mikhail, let me know if anybody on the Zoom puts any questions into the chat, and then I can answer those. All right, Shakir, will you look on the Instagram Live right here and let me know if there's any questions as well. Any questions in the audience about the book, about books coming out, about my process, anything. Any questions in the audience?
So does the book, it comes out, so the book comes out today?
The book is out. The book was released on March 20th, which is the first day of spring, but more importantly, her birthday. So the book Atonement came out on March 20th. It's available. I would love for everyone who knows me to get it from me. It is available on Amazon as well. And I also have an online store. You can use cash, PayPal, Zelle, credit card, and you can do it online on my online store. So it is out now. For everyone who is here today, you will be offered a discount. So thank you for that question.
Could you talk a little bit about why you wrote one section front to back and the other back to front?
Yes, thank you for that question. So if the short answer is, because that's what the inspiration said, right? So if I make up why it makes sense, so reading left to right is actually not natural, but it is the way that the Eurocentric society does it, and it's the dominant way that we all read, right? So if you take a look in the book, when you're reading it, you're descending, right? You're going down in the regular way that we read as we're going down the pages. So the rise up is going down. So you're going down into your soul, right? So then when you flip the page, you actually have to turn your direction from where you were headed and start again. So you start over from the beginning. And then where do you go? You ascend up the book and you read going this way. So when you turn the pages, it's reorienting and reconfiguring it. And it takes some adjustment because you might find yourself forgetting and turning that way. So you're going to actually have to reconfigure. So as one poem ends, it turns. And you're going to see these little footprints. When I say walk with me in the beginning, you're going to be walking, right? And the footprints are going to lead you in the direction ascending And when you turn, you reach up here and begin again. Thank you for that question, Bonnie. Yes, any more? Yes.
One of the images in it, I got a brief glimpse. Was it the Eye of Ra by chance?
It could be. It could be. Do you remember what page it was on?
It was towards the middle or the beginning of it.
Okay. It is possible. There's a lot of images in here from Egypt. Egypt is like a second home to me now, as I've traveled there many times, soaking in the knowledge that all spiritual traditions come from, right? It all really started in Nubia. No guess, that's my name. That's the name I was given back in 2003, given from inspiration. I was told to be called Nubia because that's the birthplace and the cradle of civilization. And I am Nubia the Doorway because I am a doorway from information from one dimension to flow through to the other. All right, thank you for that question as well. Thank you. Any other questions at all? All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What time is it? Somebody give me a time check on what?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Oh, that's so beautiful. Beautiful. Perfect. Perfect. So as we wrap up, I just feel inspired to do one more piece. What should I do, Mika? Because you know a lot of my pieces. Anybody have the book and have a title jumping out on at them right now that they want? Otherwise, you know how we do? We just, what do you want to read to the people?
Water.
Ooh. In water. Okay, so I like what Logic just said. He wants something from water read. In Ascension poetry, there are 5 different sections representing 5 elements, right? Earth, water, air, fire, and ether. All right, so as he screamed out something from water, we'll turn to water and read something from water. Let's see. What page does water begin on? I'm going to tell you what when I flipped, it landed on wake up. So we might just throw that in too. All right, water, it starts on 118. And I will read, the task at hand, page 110. Sound good? Ooh, get the baby. All right, so this is on page 110 in Ascension Poetry. The section is water. The task at hand, I am. Written September 12th, 2009. The task at hand, animation of the land of I am. I am the glory of God. I am the life of the Almighty. I am the magnificence of the Most High, come forth to reveal and express life. There is no need to make up what I came here to be. All that I am, I bring here with me, extending from a pure state of being. I construct thoughts that I desire to bring forth into seeing. As I hold these thought forms in mind and animate them with life, they take shape as divine vehicles come forth to bless as they raise the bar high. The task at hand, revealing the land of I am. Holding the thought of the best and highest good, the only reality, with the awareness that my essence is eternal and life-giving. I breathe in the infinite realm of possibilities. I breathe out a divine reality. Whatever fulfills the moment is how I express my identity. I am expressed through dynamic action with complete and utter satisfaction. At times it may look like me, at times it may look like he. Regardless of what it looks like, it is invested with my life. The task at hand, simply being what I am. There's that piece. There's another task at hand. I'm not going to read that now. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and get the book and finish that up. Okay? Let me do wake up, though. Wake up. Let's see if I can. Yeah, there it goes. Page 93, written October 26, 2008. I actually know this one. Wake up. The dawning of a new day, of a new age, as I awake. I am inspired. I breathe in the sustaining force of life. Ripples of divine energy flow through me. as spirit returns to the usefulness of this earthly soldier. Wake up. From 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock, I fell in deep, forgot who I am, let go of sweet possibilities. I played full out, took on all kind of beliefs. From the poorest to the richest, I've dined with kings and pronounced sentences. A guilty pleasure, indeed, but all according to my belief. And at 6 o'clock, when I hit the rock bottom, that is, something inside said once again, I must live. So I began searching with all of my might. There has to be more to life. So I turned to the imam, the rabbi, and the priest, the university teacher, as well as the street corner preacher. I turned to all of them, led down roads of devotion, some sort of education, and intense emotion. And in the end, my head still spins, and a voice says, look within. So I come to find myself at this 9 o'clock position. Having engaged in 3/4 of a round of play, I turn my face, looking on toward the horizon, the dawning of a new day, the breaking of a new age. I am coming of age. Spiritual maturity in service to humanity. I now see where my sojourn is leading me. Divine grace. The time has come. We must awaken. Reality is dawning through divine intervention. And you have a part to play. So start this day. It is time to engage your faith and wake up. Peace. Thank you all for being here. I want to thank the people on the Zoom. You can go ahead and end that. Please email me at nubia.thedoorway@gmail.com and I will reach back to you. I want to go ahead and thank the people on Instagram Live. Go ahead and end that, and we will see you later. And the people here, you can feel free to purchase some of the merchandise we have here. Everything is going to be on sale for those who showed up in person. So holla at me. Tell me, whisper in my ear what price you would like to pay, and I'm going to see if we can work that out. All right? I love you all. Thank you for being here.